a very good morning to everybody from Donington Park as we embark on our BTCC Race Day, the support events getting underway with our second race of the weekend for the 2025 Wera Tools F4 British Championship, certified by FIA. That's the exciting bit, isn't it? The fact that this is very much the ladder to Formula One. Looks like some early problems there off the back of the field. You want them kind of on the green flag lap, if at all. We'll come back to that. Here's how they line up with Arjen Kraling on pole position, the top 12 from qualifying reverse for this. 11th in qualifying was Ethan Jeff Hall. Jimmy Pazik on row 2 with Adam Al-Azhari. So it's an all Argenti front row, an all Rodin second row. Then things get a little bit more mixed up with August Raber and Thomas Behrman on row 3. We're back to team specific for row 4. It's an all Fortec row with Henry Jocelyn ahead of Ari Bansal. Then it's Fionn McLaughlin and Martin Molnar on row 5. Tommy Harfield is on row 6 with Dries van Langendonk. Alexander Savinkov next from Cole Hewitson. Chase Fernandez and Rowan Campbell-Pilling are on row 8. Row 9, Yuhao Fu and Joseph Smith. And then Theo Palmer with Tom Ingram-Hill. Henry Mercier and Guy Ulbaj on row 11. Xavier Avramidis and Peter Orzechowski, followed by Charlie Edge. Some new names, Phil, for us to wrestle with over the course of...
Some complicated ones. So Dries van Langendonk, who actually turned 15 yesterday. He put it on pole on his debut. I mean, that is impressive.
Yeah, he was his second quickest lap, which determines the first race of the weekend, was P2.
Yeah.
So very quick. Former OK Junior World Karting Cup winner.
Yeah.
But, of course, we have to concern ourselves with the championship battle, and we're on board for this meeting very briefly there with Martin Molnar, the man second in the championship. I've got to say, after yesterday's race, especially after yesterday's race, beginning to look like the possibility of Martin taking is slipping away a little bit.
It is a little bit, yes. It's a bit of a shame because we wanted that fight. They obviously took each other out at Knockhill, and then they finished next to each other as they finished the race yesterday. But that was again McLaughlin that took the second place, and obviously Molnar was third. Is that right? Second and third, were they?
Yeah, they were. And McLaughlin getting up into second position past Molnar on the penultimate lap. No. So he probably didn't have to do that, but the racer in him set a benchmark. For us, it was obviously exciting watching those two at the top of the championship going head-to-head. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, exactly. Now, we've got a bit of a damp circuit this morning, so we are going to see some action, I'm sure. Now, you've got the two Argenti cars on the front row. They're all trying to find a spot that's less damp. But unfortunately, you've only got one area to put the car. As we can see Peter there in the blue car coming up at the back of the field, who's with the CDR team. You've also got Charlie Edge there as well with CDR, but you've got CDR first winner in race 1 of the weekend. Let's see if the Argenti boys can take the win in race 2 of the weekend.
Let's see if they can. The relative newcomer, Arjen Kraling, in the green car on pole position for this one, qualifying 12th yesterday, doing a good job betting himself into the championship. He joined at the Zandvoort round when he turned 15 years away. Away you go, gets away well, but it's a great start from the inside of row 2 by Jimmy Pazik, who looked pretty confident yesterday as they go down to Redgate for the first time. No stallers as we had yesterday, so it's a good clean run into Redgate for the first time. Kraling is down in second position at the moment, Phil.
Yes, and I think Ethan Jeff Hall dropped to 4th, so that was a terrible start for him, but they were both on the wettest part of the circuit. But a great start from Pazik in the Rodin car, who's got the lead. You've also got another Rodin car in third, so yeah, Argenti didn't quite get that right. Unfortunately, with that damp start, with the red lights were on for ages for the start of that race, so it's yeah, maybe that caught them out slightly.
Starter's prerogative, of course, isn't it? The official starter, that is, able to do that. You never quite know when it's going to get underway, but yeah, good start by Jimmy P in the 93. He'll take a reverse grid win at the moment, but at the start of the year we were tipping him to take the outright honours. We're on board with Molnar, looking ahead at Dries van Langendonk, the newcomer that you rightly mentioned, celebrated his 15th birthday with a pole and second in qualifying. Didn't celebrate getting off the line, he stalled, a little bit of nerves. I think with a similar thing we saw to Thomas Behrman when he had the
So all having a big moment through the chicane. There's a damp patch just on the apex, the second apex. Unfortunately, that was one of the high-tech cars that managed to just go over the sausage curb and launch it off the circuit. But you also saw Fernandez, who had a big snap of oversteer, but no problems for the leader right now, Pasiek, who's managed to, he's the first one to all these conditions. So every time he gets to each corner, he's the one that's got to suss out to see where the grip is.
He is, and in fact, there we go, the 15 car making the move on our camera car. That's Dries van Langendonk. Mighty impressive. I mean, this is his first car weekend, isn't it? Lots of karting. Done a bit of testing, to be fair, and has been up at the top in testing, so that counts for a great deal. It
does, but no, it doesn't count for racing and actually qualifying at a race weekend. I mean, it's quite amazing that he couldn't actually race a car until yesterday. So the fact that it was his birthday on the day that he's racing, he managed to do the test. As you can see, the Argenti cars running side by side there as you're going up the hill to Coppice. That's Raber who's got the better of him there.
It is, yeah, with Ethan Jeff Hall slipping down. I was kind of going to put money on Ethan maybe getting his first win. He had his best result of P2 at the Grand Prix meeting, the non-championship round, but obviously getting a bit frustrated, which is a pity.
It does look a bit that way. He's not quite got up the line, so that's sort of ruffled his feathers a little bit. So let's see if he can sort of try and refocus and get back on terms with his teammate. Oh, as he doesn't do that, he has a big moment. And now you've got Bansal, I think it is, all over the back of him. So now he's having an absolute nightmare of a race, especially when he was so quick in testing and qualifying. He had a lot of his laps disallowed. I think there was a few issues with the track limits yesterday, and I think they've scrapped a lot of them now.
That's unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, standard. We'll talk about that more later.
Don't mention the track limits.
Back on board with Molnar as he's trying to get back past Langbannendonk. And look how close he is. He's running to his rear wheel with his front left. Make sure they have no contact with the other. Because the thing is, Langendonk there has managed to get in the toe there, so he didn't get past. So he managed to get a slipstream. So it just pulled him along a little bit, so Molnar couldn't get by.
Yeah, absolutely right. Got Tommy Harfield, yesterday's race winner, in front of them as well. Pasiek still leading. Alizari is in P2. Ian Kraling. It's going to be good for Ian here in a reverse grid race to maybe experience the opportunity to get an outright podium, and that's the beauty of these reverse grid races. I make no apologies for saying that. Let's have a look at the car in front of Martin Molnar. Full start. Yeah, Jocelyn has got a false start. That didn't actually look that bad to me, but yeah, Molnar, he had a lot of revs there. Didn't quite get off the line as nicely as he should have done, but yeah, much better start for Langendonk there, because he actually stalled whilst in second place on the grid yesterday, so it was a real shame for him, but he gets to start on pole for the last race of the weekend. We're used to seeing that livery. He's one of the McLaren development drivers. I'm not sure whether that is the car that Ella Lloyd normally races, but obviously similar livery, which helps us out. Ella Racing in Formula Academy this weekend. Look at Pasiek, he's checked out and gone here ahead of his teammate Alizari, so the two roading guys from row 2 on the grid doing a super job here of getting away. Kraling in third place, Raber is fourth, then it's Ethan Jeff Hall, Thomas Behrman in 6th place, Ari Bansal 7th. It's interesting to watch that jump start by Henry Jocelyn. I was talking to James Gornall, the Fortec team manager, yesterday, and he said, oh, by the way, Henry's sorted his starts out now. That's ironic for you, isn't it?
Oh dear, Jiggy, you should not have said that. Oh, big moment there for Raber. Yeah, he's just managed to hit those sausage curbs, which apparently I think they've dropped the track limits through there now. It's just the ones with sensors. So
where the sensors are working, I gather.
Yeah, well, that's the question. As you can see, Bansal and Jocelyn here are fighting for position, just like Raber and Jeff Hall, as Jeff Hall just runs a little bit wide there. So you've got the two Argentis and the two Fortecs fighting hard with Behrman in the middle.
We have, yeah, and then we've got Henry Jocelyn, Tommy Harfield 9th, Van Langendonk is 10th place ahead of Finn McLaughlin, being the championship leader. I was trying to work out yesterday whether McLaughlin can win the rookie championship in this race or not. Yeah. So if you'll indulge me, I know you'll have done the sums already, Phil.
Never. Always leave that to you, Richard.
What does he need? I reckon, by my maths, this has got to be ratified, of course, in the official results and everything else. Fionn needs 6.5 points over Thomas Behrman in this one, but Behrman's ahead of him. So at the moment, the rookie championship likely to be sewn up in race 3, but not in this one, unless Behrman retires.
I tell you what, Langendonk is giving it a real... I think there's a bit of a puncture there. It looks like he's got a puncture. As you can see, McLaughlin got past both of them, but Langendonk just clipped Harfield's rear right there. And it's giving it a puncture. That is a nightmare because it's such a long lap.
Yeah, just totally the wrong point on the track for that to happen. I mean, you don't want it to happen anyway, but that's a shame for Tommy Harfield.
Yeah, especially when he's just given up the Challenge Cup, which he would have easily won, to carry on the season. And
yeah,
the fact
but that's paid dividends, isn't
absolutely,
it, this weekend? Yeah.
Especially with that win. But as you can see on board with Molnar here, so you might be able to see that incident in front. You can see Langendonk has just gone round the outside there and just tried to keep it in as they've just clipped the front wing on the rear right. So yeah, a bit of a shame for Harfield there.
Yeah, that is a pity, isn't it? A little bit of inexperience, car racing experience perhaps from
I don't know, Belgium. I think he's pretty close. That it's a similar situation to Knockhill with Molnar and McLaughlin, where they just caught each other, and unfortunately it's just the nature of some of these corners, that's what happens. But no, I think it's yeah, there might be a bit of a racing incident, especially on his first weekend. As you can see, Wera down the inside with one of his other teammates of Crailing, who started on pole. Jeff Hall is also going to try and take a move on Crailing. As you can see, Crailing all over the back. He's trying to defend and attack at the same time. And we've got a similar situation. Let's not make any contact with teammates as you come out of the hairpin. And it looks like Jeff Hall has got the run now, ready to overtake his teammate Crailing into T1.
Yeah, Behrman's going to be happy to get stuck in here as well. He's the car behind with the yellow background on the number, indicating he's a rookie. Of course, Crailing is as well in green. But Behrman trying to close up and wanting very much to keep his rookie championship dreams alive. It'd be interesting to see whether we get Thomas back next year for a full season, or whether he'll maybe move up. The experience that you get in year one, he did part of last year. It's going to be borderline, isn't it, whether Thomas maybe moves up into Europe next year.
Yeah. Jeff Hall finally got the move done on his teammate, but that took all the way. You can see Crailing trying to go down the inside and get back past Jeff Hall, but now he's having to defend from Behrman. But I was saying that, yeah, Jeff Hall, he managed to get past into the old hairpin, but it all started at the last corner, so they ran side by side for that entire time. But now Jeff Hall should be able to crack on and try and chase his teammate.
Tommy Harfield to have that tyre change, and yeah, great. Do you know the win yesterday for Chris Dittman Racing means that we've had every single team have a win in F4 this year, which is, you know, credit to the teams, credit to the championship, the engineers and the drivers who have all taken their go in you know, in building to that scenario. I think it's unprecedented it's got to be unprecedented with the number of teams we've got in single-seater racing in the UK.
Yeah, exactly. Black and white flag for number 4 and 47. So 4 Avamides, 47 is Raber in P3. So he needs to be careful of track limits. But I want to be looking at Al-Azhari. He was catching Pasiq quite quickly. He's actually dropped off a little bit now. He's a second and a half behind. But yeah, Pasiq's now come back with the fastest lap. As you can see, Behrman down the inside of Crailing.
Yeah, both with the rookie insignia. Behrman on his first full season, but did the tail end of last year. As we go back to Adam Al-Azhari, won 2 races, one at Silverstone, of course, and was fastest lap, but as you said, Pasiq getting that back and pulling away, so it's looking a relatively comfortable road in 1-2, and Jimmy Pasiq will be very happy here to get back. Pasiq kind of not the forgotten man of the championship, but still 3rd in the standings, but he's a way down. Well, he's not a way down, he's only 20 points behind Molnar at the moment, Pasiq, so we can't write him off yet. Yeah,
no, exactly, and Harfield's only about 20 odd points behind him as well, so yeah, Harfield's still got a chance. Unfortunately, with that puncture, he's going to be losing a lot of points. But let's see on board now with Molnar as he's trying to chase down the new boy, Dries van Langendonk. But he's not quite close enough to make a move yet. But it all gets very tight and close. At the heaven-on contact, McLaughlin takes out one of the Fortec cars. That's Jocelyn he's just wiped out. So yeah, it was a late move. It's very damp on the inside, but that gives Molnar a chance. And you've got Fernandez off as well, stuck on the wet grass. You've got to be very careful on the throttle as you're trying to get off the wet grass. But yeah, not sure exactly what happened to Fernandez, but we saw exactly what happened to Jocelyn.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out. Yeah, Fernandez was he behind this? Let's have a look at Molnar.
He's got damage at front wing, and he's going to need to make sure he doesn't have any contact with Molnar, because, and that's allowed Langendonk back through past Molnar. So yeah, it was quite clever stuff there from McLaughlin, who had damage front wing, made it very difficult for Molnar to pass, and that's allowed another car through. So smart thinking from McLaughlin.
Yeah, McLaughlin 8th place, just in the points, because the reverse grid race is the top 8 as opposed to the top 10. Here's the move.
Yeah, unfortunately,
yeah,
it's a late move. He actually didn't do any damage until after the contact. So, and then you can see another bit of contact with Fernandez. I'm not sure if that was another Excel car that wiped him out, but yeah, it's not a great weekend for Fernandez, and this is a circuit he loves. He was very quick here in Ginetta Juniors.
Yeah, and took the reverse grid race win, didn't he, at the first event of the season? Yes. So it's been a happy hunting ground for him in the past.
Another puncture
today. That's Rowan Campbell-Pilling, isn't it?
Yeah, so this, I'm not sure whether he's had contact or whether he's just got a puncture from too much curb strike.
Had a miserable weekend, Rowan. He didn't qualify well at all, had a non-finish yesterday. It looks like he's going to have another one today. And, you know, the guy who was absolutely electric at Knock Hill with that win, first win for JHR of the season, not having a lot of luck. Back on board with Molnar.
So yeah, just had someone going down the inside of him, locked up on the wet patch, and yeah, he managed to get the place back again. But here we are again with Jeff Hall and Rayber.
Look at this.
Jeff Hall's managed to get the run off the first corner. Now he needs to try and keep position here, but no, Rayber's going to. Oh no, he's not. He's going to give it up, and that's going to give Beerman the run.
Good stuff then by Jeff Hall, and trying hard is Jeff Hall. Here comes Thomas Beerman now right in the mix as well. He's got Kraling behind him. Now Kraling has lost place from the pole position, but he's fighting pretty well. Still in 6th position. Ari Bansal is down there in 7th. Vortex race winner earlier on this year, Bansal, admittedly in reverse grid territory. He's going to have a go at Kraling here, is Bansal.
You can see here McLaughlin with his damaged front wing. He's had a big lock up there. He might also... No, he hasn't got a puncture, but he's definitely got a flat spot. Yeah, so they need to change those tyres and give him a new front wing.
He'll be pitting. He'll be fairly happy that it's, well, not happy, but
it's only reverse grid.
It's the reverse grid race, so slightly less points, and although you can get maximum points in this race, if you win it and overtake 10 other cars on your way to doing that, you can score the maximum points. That is in itself is a little bit of a rarity, but he can afford to.
Oh, what a move from Bansal. He nearly thought better of it, but they managed to throw it down the inside of Kraling into the hairpin and made the move stick. So, yeah, great bit of driving from the Vortex driver, Bansal.
Bansal's getting plenty of practice, isn't he? Running 3rd at the moment in the GB4 Championship. And is it with Elite? I think he runs with.
He does, yeah.
F4, yeah.
You've also got Ingram Hill, who does GB4 with Vortex, as well as F4 with Vortex. So Ingram Hill running well in 13th, coached by Duncan Tappy.
Doing well, isn't he, Tom Ingram?
Yeah,
made really good progress in F4.
Yeah, no, definitely. And yeah, he's had a podium in GB4 as well. So yeah, it's definitely helping with this dual campaign, as it is for Bansal as well.
Things closing up, I think, a little bit at the front here, Phil. We've got Alizari now has reclaimed the fastest lap, and as a result, closing in on Jimmy Pazik.
Now, that's a chunk. That's he's taken out 7/10 out of him in the last couple of laps. So
5 minutes to go, though, so it's going to be a tall order for him to close in and pass. But Pazik under a little bit of pressure from Alizari. Jeff Hall looking for that podium again in 3rd. We were saying in the last couple of rounds, I've been saying, you know, Chris Dittman Racing and Tommy Harfield are due a win. So too is Ethan Jeff Hall now. I think he's the one that comes next in the queue. Yeah,
he is. As you mentioned him, he's just got a black and white flag. So yeah, that's the commentator's curse there. But he unfortunately, he's just not had the year he should have had. He's been signed up by Mercedes after winning the World Karting Championship and the Ginetta Junior Championship in 1 year. And he just hasn't had the opportunity to deliver. Well, he has had the opportunity, but he unfortunately it's not worked out the way it should have done. He's even Knock Hill, he was on the front row and stalled. He's been very quick. He's shown some pace. He just needs a little bit more luck and get the consistency back.
But a first-year single-seater driver doesn't count as a rookie because he did all that Ginetta Junior racing, but it is a different discipline, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean it's a bit of a strange rule with the rookies if you are or aren't a rookie. But I'm surprised Bansal's not a rookie because he's only just joined us. But someone did explain to me that he's done a bit of racing elsewhere. That's why he's not a rookie. But yeah, you can see him all over the back of Beerman. Beerman running well there. He's trying to chase Raber. Raber looked very quick at the start of the race, but he's dropped off, hasn't he? He can't keep up with his teammate Jeff Hall, so it looks like Jeff Hall's going to keep that third. What he needs is Al-Azhari and Pazik to start battling, as it's got down to 6/10 now. So it gives Jeff Hall a bit of a chance to go for that win that you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether he's going to... Yeah, this is the gap. Look at that. He's well back, isn't he? But yeah, the gap first and second is close. Second to third, he's not at the moment with 3 minutes on the clock. And Al-Azhari doing his best to try and close in. Might well give us a grandstand finish. He's developing into a battle. There we go back to third. Jeff Hall clear of Raber. Beerman having a good dice here with Ari Bansal running in the challenge. I think Ella Lloyd's top of the challenge standings now that we've lost.
Yeah, all the girls are over in Zandvoort racing in F1 Academy. And Bansal trying to get that move on Beerman. He's been very smart with where he's placing the car. Both of them, actually. Beerman's defending well, but Bansal is always getting the exit. That's what it's all about, trying to get a good exit to try and get them into the next corner. You're going to struggle into the old hairpin because it's such a fast corner, but he runs a little bit wide there, so he might struggle into the next corner as well, but it's all about trying to time it for like 2 or 3 corners in advance.
See what Bansal can do. He's really we knew that Fortec had the pace at the start of the season, but now that it's a 2-team outfit, Bansal's just sort of been that added ingredient in the mix and got them back onto the top step of the podium earlier on in the season, which has been great to see. Fortec, of course, with such a great history in F4, back with Martin Molnar, so down in 10th place, out of the points significantly. Now
we've got a black and orange flag for this car, Molnar. Now I'm not sure why. I can see actually his front wing has come loose, so he's been given the black and orange. He's going to have to do something about that, although there is only less than 2 minutes left, so not sure what's going to happen there. Someone just ran a little bit wide coming out of the chicane. As you can see now, the battle is getting... Oh, we're going a little bit wide there for Raber. He's locked up, gone straight on. Beerman's going to get a run now, coming down the start-finish straight.
Let's see how much Beerman can make up at that loss of momentum, but the answer is not too much at the moment as they come down into Redgate. Has a little jink, has a look, he's got Bansal right behind him as well, and Raber, I think, has got away with that, Phil.
He has, yes. He, like I said, he was pushing quite hard at the start, and I'm not sure whether he just braked a little bit late there, but someone just ran a little bit wider. Again, one of the high-tech cars. Abramedes has just run through the gravel slightly. Molnar's had to come in because of that flag. He's come in for a new front wing, so that has really helped McLaughlin, who also has been in for a front wing. So yeah, these guys seem to just do whatever each other do. So they were both out at Knockhill. They're both coming for a front wing here at Donington.
They're matching each other, aren't they, at the minute?
This is not what we need for the viewers at home. They want to see a closer battle with the championship going all the way down to the wire.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the definitive thing was yesterday with McLaughlin passing Molnar with 2 laps to go. That was an outright fight between the pair of them. We're going to see it again in race 3, but significantly, they're not going to be on the front of the grid. We're going to have the young Belgian, the 15-year-old Belgian, on pole position, and he'll have been pleased there he is back of shot. He'll have been pleased to have had that start right in the pack, and that will take the pressure off a little bit after the stall yesterday.
Exactly,
for Dries.
Now Bansal, who Dries is chasing, has actually got a 5-second penalty for track limits, so Bansal is going to drop down the order, so that's going to bring Langendong up into 6th place.
I wonder if we'll see him. Will he go Europe, or will he come into the championship next year, just do a couple of rounds with us this year? That's an exciting prospect. I'm already excited about next year and the drivers that could come back.
Yeah.
And I know there's actually a deal being done, I think, today in the paddock for a driver to move up from junior racing into F4 for next year. But of course, before we get to next season, we do look forward to that. We look forward to the run-in to the flag for this year, and it's Jimmy Pazik who is and I'll tell you what, Al-Azhari is going to have a go for this.
Yeah, it looked like it. I thought maybe there was going to be some team orders, but no, he did show his nose going up into McLean, sorry. And we've got 46 and 2, number 2 as well, who is Smith. Yeah, he's also got a 5-second penalty. So yeah, a few people are going to make some positions here. It's Mercier as well. He's up in 10th place. He started right down in 21st, I think it was.
Yeah, he was away down, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, yeah. So, 21st up to 10th. What a great drive from the Argenti driver, the American driver, who lives in Spain, has come over to England to race for Argenti. As this is the final lap now, this is going to be a 1-2 for Rodin.
Yeah, they'll be very, very pleased with that. Jimmy Pezik heading towards a 4th win of the year. A little bit of a lock-up as he goes into Goddard's for the last time. Allows Al-Azhari to get closer, but the 18-year-old Australian takes the checkered flag from his teammate Adam Al-Azhari. Ethan Jeff Hall is 3rd and completes the podium. Another podium for Jeff Hall. He will get there with the win in the end. Rayber in 4th. Thomas Behrman next up from Dries van Langendonk, who came through, Phil, from 12th on the grid into 6th, so he gets 6th place points for overtakes, plus the championship points as well. Ian Kraling, good character building stuff for him in 7th, and 8th place going to Ari Bansal. Good little F4 race, really, to get our action underway here at Donington Park. Always loved Donington, and I've got to say, if I had a preference, I mean, I love the national circuit, but the GP, just those extra couple of corners give it that wow factor for me.
As you can see, Molnar here, he's managed to get back out again with a new front wing and finish the race, but no points. And McLaughlin actually never went out again, he stayed in the pits, thought better of it and saved the car. Yeah, Molnar, real shame for him, because
the camera
hurt his championship once again. Yeah, it always happens.
They hate you when I say that, you know, the guys
It's so true.
I think it's regulated. If you're asked to do it by the championship, you have to do it. I think a lot of championships have that as a,
you have to.
I mean, there is no such thing, of course, but people still hate it when we mention it. Jimmy Pezik, though, 4th win, as we say, of the season, and yeah, still 3rd in the championship. It cements that real well. He's going to be closing in on Martin Molnar. It's only 20 points between the pair of them, and he gets 18 for the win, and then he gets another 2 points, so he gets 20 points there. So does that mean he's tied with Molnar now?
Do you know what? I thought Pezik was going to be the one to beat at the start of the season.
Yeah, me too, coming into Rodin and
exactly.
that year's experience.
He was absolutely on fire at the start of the year.
But he is doing well. I mean, 3rd place isn't shabby, is it? Here's how they finish. Round 23 of the Wera Tools F4 British Championship here at Donington. Jimmy Pezik takes the 4th win of the campaign. Adam Al-Azhari next to me, Jeff Hall and August Rayber. Thomas Behrman from Dries van Langendonk in 6th. And Ian Kraling completing the rookie podium. Behrman, Langendonk and Kraling 1, 2 and 3 in rookies. Ari Bansal in 8th from Alexander Savinkov. Then it was Henry Mercier completing our top 10. Yuhao Fu next up from Tom Ingram Hill. Then it was Theo Palmer and Xavier Avramidis. Charlie Edge in 15th from Guy Olbaj. Then Joseph Smith and Chase Fernandez 18th. Peter Urzikowski 19th from Martin Molnar. Down in 20th and out of the points. Cole Hewitson was next up from Henry Jocelyn. Finn McLaughlin after his stop, 23rd. Rowan Campbell-Pilling, a dismal race for him again, sadly. And Tommy Harfield, who had that puncture, completing our runners. So Jimmy P makes it a Rhodium 1-2, nips across and has a quick word with his teammate, Adam Al-Azhari. And he'll be looking forward to the celebrations for Jimmy P. Just having a quick look to see where he starts in next one, 10th position on the grid. So a huge amount of work to do for Jimmy Pezik. Good lad is Jimmy, very good personality.
He has, hasn't he? Yeah, he's very polite, always talks to everyone. Obviously he's done a little bit of F4 now, but he's good lad, and hopefully we'll see him moving up next year.
We look forward to that. I think we're going to have a look at the championship standings. Here's how they are. Okay, my maths wasn't quite right. Finn McLaughlin leads now by 44.5 points still from Martin Molnar. Jimmy Pezik now just 3 points behind Molnar. With Tommy Harfield in 4th from Henry Jocelyn, Adam Al-Azhari in 6th from August Rayber, and the top 10 completed by Tom Behrman and Ethan Jeff Hall with Rowan Campbell-Pilling in 10th. McLaughlin, one hand on the rookie title. That should go to him, I think. In race 3, we'll confirm the maths on that for you. Thomas Behrman 2nd from Theo Palmer. And in the Challenge Cup, Ella Lloyd, as Phil said, racing in Holland this weekend with the F1 Academy, leads that now from Ari Bansal with Charlie Edge in 3rd.